All right, that's a welding table, and we're about to review it. So this is from Harbor Freight. At first glance, I'm pretty impressed compared to our last review because this time the box doesn't look like it got kicked by a pack of bears, and that's awesome. You know, it comes with its components. They were zip tied and nicely stacked with corrugated cardboard in between. The top plate was in excellent condition. Things to talk about here: galvanized top plate, galvanized swing arms, powder coated underbase. Personally, already not a fan, simply because I like all of my welding tables and surfaces to just be cold rolled steel. I don't like heating up and grinding off stuff, and I weld a lot of jigs to my table, so that's my first kind of like, oh, I get it, but that's a bummer. Secondly, as I'm assembling this thing, I'm realizing I'm 6'2", and this table is coming out to like dining table height, give or take. So that's like 29 to 32 inches, depending on, feet and blah, blah, blah. So kind of a bummer because my L3 and L4, they're not happy. They're not happy components in my body. And low tables give me a low mood. The plastic handles for the turning component up top, please be careful. They are injection molded nutserts, which means the plastic has the shape of the hex head bolt, which means if you over tighten, that bolt is going to continue to move and that plastic will give way, meaning you're gonna need a new part from somewhere, maybe Home Depot's specialty section, which is always also a bummer to go to. Again, putting these bottom supports here, it's great that they have this little angle iron situation. It adds a lot of rigidity. Not keen on them being powder coated. If they heat up and I'm welding jigs on my table, maybe those fumes are gonna be not so pleasant. My lungs could use a rest. Putting this thing in, just like on the welding cart, don't over tighten everything before it's fully assembled. Like loosely fit all your hardware and then tighten it once it's all on, because you might end up having to squeeze, push, and pull. And unfortunately, some of these components might not make it through that phase of their life if you push, pull, or squeeze too hard, which is probably for the better. If it's going to fail, let it fail now, as opposed to when you have a 400-pound object on top of it to weld. Not that I would ever recommend that size object on this table. Keep your screws loose till it's done, guys. Now at this point, I had this finger tap indicates that I royally screwed up. I inverted the swing arm thing, the component that allows the tabletop to fold down parallel with the legs so you can slide it away, which is my favorite part about this table. So I had to take it all apart, and then here's me the next day because I just went and had a Guinness instead and finished it the next day. It took me like an hour, and that's stupid. It shouldn't have, but I don't like reading instructions, and I rushed, so like that's on me. But here it is, folded out and flipped up, ready to go. That's about a 50-pound table base right there, because it's got 2 1/4-inch plates, top and bottom, that are pushing 20 diameter. So a lot of weight up there. It's holding just fine. Conductivity is pretty good, Clamping to those bottom pieces, get in the way if they touch the powder coat. Make sure you're going to the actual metal top, not the braces underneath, unless you decide to sand the powder coating off, which I might. You can totally fold this thing and put it away neatly. You don't have to drag it around like a rag doll. This shot I got just to showcase like work surface area and what it really feels like. It can get cramped on there when you have your tapes, your wire cutters, your squares, your magnets, a couple clamps. It can get pretty tight, so I try and keep a clean surface. But as you can see here, this is 1/8 inch by 3/4 flat bar, and my ground is on the opposing corner of the table, and it was connecting just fine. Unfortunately, this table will not make your welds better, but it does allow you to successfully weld some mild steel without too many issues. So all in all, do I like the product? Yes, I give it a thumbs up. Is it an A+? No, not at all. Is it a B+? Probably not. It's probably like a C+. It's cost effective. It's relatively easy to install if you read the instructions and don't rush. And it functions. It's a welding table. It does what a welding table needs to do for small projects. Is this pro shop level? No, absolutely not. Is it pro-am / weekend warrior? Absolutely. Or someone like me who knows how to weld but is not a welder and occasionally needs to fire it up. So if you guys got any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to get back to you in a timely fashion. If you like what you're seeing, consider giving it a thumbs up and also consider subscribing. Thank you guys. See ya.